Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Patriots Real-Time Podcast. I'm your host, Theo Diesnaus, joined alongside Austin Ray. Today we've got ourselves not a fun podcast. It's not going to be fun to talk about what Jabril Peppers is accused of doing. We're going to stay strictly fact-based. We're not going to offer our opinions on anything. So if you want opinions, get off. If you want opinions on on Jabril Peppers, this isn't the podcast to listen to, or skip to when we talk about 3 up, 3 down, which is what we'll be doing today. We'll also talk about Drake Maye potentially getting the starting role. We're excited about that. But before we get into everything, Austin, how you doing today?
Long day. A lot of unfortunate news.
Yeah, a lot of unfortunate news with Peppers, but some fortunate news with Drake Maye there. But let's get into Peppers. If you didn't see, Jabril Peppers arrested today on an assault charge and possession of a drug, that drug being cocaine, allegedly. Austin, what are your thoughts on the situation as I pull up some tweets here?
I think it's horrible for this team, this team even, to be in, because this team, we're already going through a lot right now, between Drake Maye versus Jacoby Brissett, and we're struggling right now. But just this added on, it's going to hurt the team morale and the defense.
Yeah, it's going to hurt the team, especially in the morale, like you said, and the defense, because like we've been talking about, Jabril Peppers probably the best player on defense this season. He has a pick. I'll read the quote from his girlfriend, who he's alleged of assaulting. My boyfriend put his hands on my neck and smashed my head down against the wall. Then he pushed me down the stairs. That is not okay. That is not good. If you are Jabril Peppers, it's just a sad situation. Peppers said that the alleged victim became enraged when he refused to do something with her, and Peppers claims the woman was erratic and refused to leave the home due to her being intoxicated. She fell down the stairs and later made false claims in an attempt to destroy his career. Peppers' attorney says says they have video evidence that his client of any wrongdoing. We'll see how that situation goes for Peppers. I believe his court date is like November 23rd or 22nd or something like that. So yeah, that'll pretty much wrap up Jabril Peppers. If you have anything else, just say it, Austin.
It's really unfortunate to be in.
Yeah, it's a bad situation. Like you said, the defense is getting much worse. The locker room, because Peppers is a captain, the curse of the captain's patch. Have you been seeing that going all around?
Who's next?
Yeah.
He's not Gonza.
Yeah, well, at least he's not a captain, so that's good. But yeah, the curse of the captain strikes Peppers. So we'll see with him if he ever plays for the Patriots again. We don't know. Let's get into some good news. Drake Maye, potentially going to be the starting quarterback. Austin, what are your thoughts on that?
Please, we need him. I'm
Yep.
sort of doing this now. I'm a little bit biased because I'm going to the game. I want to see Drake Maye's first start, but we just need him to start. If not this week, the week after. We need him more than we even know. Jacoby Brissett's not cutting it anymore.
Yeah, Drake Maye, that would be a huge boost to this offense with them only scoring 15 points last week and 13 the week prior. This offense has been really non-existent since week 2. Let's get into a tweet Mike Reese said, opinion/analysis. Notable shift in Gerard Mayo's answers regarding quarterback situation in his day after game video conference compared to the past weeks. Mayo said last week the team won its only game. The way the team won its only game was unsustainable, and he seems to strongly be considering to switch to Drake Maye. What are your thoughts on that, Austin, as we pull up the Schefter tweet?
I think that's awesome. I think it's great to have even considering it as a coach. I think we need it because, as I said earlier, Jacoby's not cutting it anymore. The week 1, like you said, was unsustainable, and we haven't seen any signs of life in this offense for the past 4 weeks.
Yeah, really no signs of life, like you said. This is the bombshell where we were all like, uh-oh, it could be Drake Maye time here. From Adam Schefter of ESPN. A quarterback change could be coming to New England with rookie first-round pick Drake Maye potentially starting Sunday versus the Texans. That is very exciting. Yeah, I would be ecstatic if Drake May was starting on Sunday. Austin obviously going to the game. He's going to be even more exciting. I'll tell you, I was at the game on Sunday. It was terrible. It was awful. It was an awful experience. I was sitting in my seats. It was the longest game I've ever watched in my entire life. Special teams was terrible. Everything was just terrible, terrible, terrible. So that will transition us to the three up, three down. Let's get into it, Austin. What's your first up?
Real quick, I have a question for you. How did
Oh
the
yeah.
atmosphere feel? Were the fans into it, or did they just feel like they were sick of it?
Um, that's a good question. I'd say they weren't really into it. It wasn't as close to when we were there. I barely stood up, I'll tell you that. When we were there, people were standing up. We were all standing
That
up.
was the Seahawks game, just in
Yep.
case
Yeah,
you
just in
don't
case you didn't
understand.
know.
They weren't really into it.
I'll be honest, the Polk touchdown I didn't stand up on. I was recording it, and everyone in the stadium was cheering. I said he didn't get 2 feet in. I said he didn't catch that ball. And then my dad,
Stupid rule, in my opinion.
I know, but I didn't think he caught the ball. I literally did not think. I didn't know. I didn't see like the replay originally. I just saw it in the end zone. I'm like, he didn't catch that. And you probably don't believe me, but I swear to God, I may have gotten it on video. I recorded the video. I'm yelling. He didn't catch the ball, and then they overturn it, and everyone. Oh, by the way, before when he scored the touchdown, a beer got thrown over my head. It was really, I was really pissed when that happened. I'll tell you that. But yeah, I didn't stand up when Polk scored the touchdown. Because I just didn't think. Oh, I did stand up to see, but I didn't think he caught it. I wasn't cheering or anything. That's a little surprising, but there was not a moment in that game where I was excited. And they had a block punt. But yeah, why don't you get in your first good?
All right, I think that we're both gonna have this. A man above men, a god above gods. My Pookie, Christian Gonzalez. I love Christian Gonzalez more than anything. He had an amazing game. He's the best player ever to touch a football field.
Yep. He had the interception. I had no idea that he picked that off. Like, I could not see that, too. Like, I thought it got, when I saw he picked it, I thought it got tipped, and then he was behind him, but he ended up being in front of him. I had Christian Gonzalez on my list, too. He was just tremendous. He locked up Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. I had the stats right here. Tyreek, 3 for 34, and a pass breakup, and then on Jalen Waddle, 1 for 11. So, Christian Gonzalez, we've been questioning if he was great, if he was good. Evan Lazar has officially said he's the best player on the team. He really is. He's such a good player. Austin, I don't know what jersey you're wearing, but I'm going to assume you're wearing a Christian Gonzalez jersey right now. So we are both wearing Christian Gonzalez jerseys right now, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I'll get into my second good real quick because Gonzalez was my first one. I'm going to go with Mike Onwenu at guard. It's the first time we've seen him at guard all year. He's been playing right tackle. Today he plays right guard. The offensive line, but outside of the penalties, I thought they were really good. And that's pretty surprising. But set up the Mondre touchdown. It was a great block by him, which set up the touchdown. He only allowed 4 pressures. That was not great in terms of the offensive line. Vidarian Lowe, 0 pressures. He did have a holding call, though. That's why he didn't make this list, or an offsides, I don't remember. But what was your second good, Austin?
I just want to say, I agree with that. It was good to see someone on the offensive line, sort of doing good. I also want to add to Gonzo real quick. He almost had a second pick. Tyreek just luckily he just knocked his arm so luckily.
Yeah, I couldn't tell though because I was like sitting, so I was like his back, and I couldn't tell that he knocked it. I thought he just dropped it
No,
originally, but
he had it in his hands and then.
yeah, I saw the replay, but
All right.
yeah, it was a good play by Tyreek there. Yeah, what was your second good?
My second good. I don't. You might not have him, but Ramondre Stevenson. It wasn't his best game by any means, but it was good to see him play well, especially compared to how he's been playing recently. He had 89 yards and a touchdown. He had 77.4 yards per carry, which I was happy to see him playing well because he was sort of the guy we expected to lean on this offense.
Yeah, you said it perfectly. He was my third good, actually. So yeah, I don't really have much more to add. Ramondre touchdown, like you said, 12 carries for 89 yards. So not great day on the ground, but he had the touchdown. It's a nice run. He did get hurt though. He came back into the game. I don't know if you saw that. Did you see that, Austin? Okay, so he did get hurt. It looks pretty bad. It looks pretty serious. He had to be helped off the field. he was able to come back into the game for the next drive, and he's fine. So, um, wouldn't be too worried about that. And before you get into your third good, this is literally a random thought that came to my mind. But I left the stadium after the page, or not the stadium, but I left my seats after what was it? They didn't get the fourth down. Um, so I literally was standing like on the concourse watching the big screen when Jacoby Brissett got the football back. And what was the play call there? I know they were trying to go to Demario Douglas, that's what they said, but not throwing it in the end zone with no timeouts left and not even throwing it to the sideline remotely was really an interesting call. What were your thoughts when you saw Hunter Henry catch that ball inbounds, not close to the sideline with 2 seconds left?
I was yelling, "Drop it!"
Oh, okay.
Like, I mean, wait, what down was it?
Second. No, it was first. First.
Yeah. Okay, I scared myself. I was like, wait, was it fourth down? No, no, I was yelling, "Drop it!" Because he's a great player, but he doesn't have those moves. He couldn't get to the end zone. Couldn't, and they have no time to spike it. If he drops it, then maybe you have a shot at the end zone. But I mean, there's not much you can do, especially with barely any offensive movement all game.
Yeah, I was saying you should have put Drake May in to throw the Hail Mary. I don't know if Jacoby could have got it that far. I assume he could
Maybe
have. It was like 50.
Joe Milton.
Well,
Maybe
Joe
Joe Milton.
Milton couldn't have put him in because,
I don't
he
know.
was the emergency. But yeah, that would be good as we're underway here in this Yankees-Royals game. I don't know if you're watching that, Austin.
No, I don't have. I have my monitor. I have some notes up on my monitor.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Um, but yeah, that'll. Did you say your third good yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, what was your third good?
All right, my third good is like Mondre was Demario Douglas. Not his best game by any means, but he had I think six catches, 9 targets for 59 yards. So again, like I said for Mondre, it was good to see him getting the ball thrown to him. Good seeing him get some action in the game, and maybe it's a sign of something. I don't know, but
Yeah,
he was one of the only targets that I feel like was catching the ball.
Yeah, I looked back at the stat line when preparing for this show. I did not expect to see him have 6 catches. I did not think that he had 6 catches, but he did. So, yeah, he was my fourth good. I would have put him on there if I had another spot. I did it last week, but yeah, might as well not do it this week. I thought Ramondre got a full good though, and Demario Douglas are worthy of goods. But yeah, let's get into the bad list. I'll go first. I kind of already hit on this, but unwatchable product. It was so hard to watch that game from start to finish. It was boring, and I found myself bored at the game. That never happens. That just shouldn't happen. The Patriots for the last 5 years now, outside of 2021, and a little bit of 2020, have been putting out a pretty much unwatchable product. They barely scored over 10, 15 points a game. I want to look back at their average from the last 3 seasons of points per game because I know they've had a few games where they've scored like 38 in 2022, but 2023 and the end of 2022, it's all 22 at the most, 25 against the Bills. I really want to know how many points they've scored since 2022, like their average, because it's just such an unwatchable product. And the defense, it's not even like it's a blowout. A blowout's more fun to watch than that game, in my opinion. Um, and it's just like, it's not like the defense bad enough to let Tyler Huntley blow them out. So, what are your thoughts on the unwatchable product take?
It was so unwatchable that halfway through the third quarter, I started playing video games with my friends, with with some other friends, with a game on in the background. But
Yeah.
I agree. It's the average is the average will be lower quartile, if not possibly almost last in the NFL. It's hard to watch. I can't imagine how like hard to watch it is from the stadium. It's hard to watch from the TV.
Yeah, and at the TV, at least you can just like, I don't even like do something else. But no, I had to wait in the parking lot. Not for that long, actually. It was good. We sprinted out of there. We got to the car. We only had to wait about 20 minutes instead of an hour, which was last year. But yeah, that was pretty good. Getting out of the car, but everything else was not great. But yeah, the product, it was bad. And I have to say this: if you're watching this, the person sitting next to me, I don't care. You were very annoying. You don't have to boo at the clock operator every single time they say reset the clock. Boo! That's what he was doing. Pisses me off. And I probably just bursted your eardrums right now, but that's what happened to me. I got There was one time he started booing. I was like, oh. Like, it was absolutely the worst fan experience to sit next to this guy. He was probably 20 something, no beer. Like, he wasn't like drunk or anything like that. Oh my God, that was probably one of the reasons that I didn't like it because he was just complaining the entire time. Um, it's probably like me in my head, but still, I don't say it. But
I'm not gonna lie, I side with the other guy on this. I do the same thing, you know.
no, you don't. No, you don't.
I did it. I do. I side with the other guy. I love booing.
I'm just not a fan. I've decided that I just don't like fans. Like I don't know what it is. I'm like something big happens, people even like everybody gets hype. I'm just like, let's not, guys. Like let's watch the game. I don't know what it is. I like the product on the field more than the atmosphere. For some reason, like I used to like the atmosphere, but now I'm like, oh, it's not. Just sit down. I don't
It's
know what
not
it is.
performing.
Yeah, just it at all. I don't know. I'm not a used to be a big hype guy, but not anymore, I guess, because I just could not stand the fans at that game. And
That's
I was gonna
horrible.
say we have the worst fans in sports, but
Oh,
then I watched the Dodgers Padres game, and I
okay.
was
Oh
like,
my god, that was horrible.
yeah, Dodgers fans easily the worst in sports, easily.
All right, now back to the Patriots.
Okay.
um, my first bad were penalties.
I had it on here.
Not a person, not a part of the team, just penalties. We give up 105 yards in penalties.
Yep, I agree. 12 penalties, 104. That was one of my bads. Um, I only had one player on my bad list today. But yeah, 12 for 104. They actually had 14 total, and they only accepted 12. That's just brutal to watch, especially because I got it stuck in my head holding offense. I literally was it was literally stuck in my head. It's tough. That makes the product tough to watch, the penalties.
Watching the
But yeah.
game in the first, watching the game in the first quarter, the announcers said, um, "This is a very disciplined Patriots team. There are not much penalties up against them."
Well, that
Now,
wasn't
look at
good. They
this.
gave the announcers jinx. Yeah, I didn't see.
Ooh.
Obviously, I didn't see that, but yeah. What was your number two bad? Because I kind of just said
My
penalties
number
was.
two bad was wasn't entirely bad, but was Joey Sly. That kick. It was I mean he had a good game other than that, but it gave me flashbacks to Chad Ryland. It's like
By the way,
him and
did you
Chad
see?
Ryland switched bodies because he hit the game winning kick for the Cardinals.
I was just
What is
about to
this?
say that.
What
Yeah,
is this? We can't have this. And it just gave me
Chad,
flashbacks of that
Chad
era.
Ryland. Yeah, I know
Yeah,
Chad
it was
Ryland. No, I couldn't believe that when I saw that. He
I
actually
watched that.
did get a
I
field
watched that
goal. He
live.
got a field goal block though, so we got to mention that Chad Ryland did do that. So we're not a pro Chad Ryland podcast.
Still,
Joey Slye, the
still,
kicking guy.
still number one in my heart.
Yeah, Joey Sly 1 for 2. He missed the 33 yarder. Not great. Didn't love that. But yeah, my last bad here, Jacoby Brissett. I'm never
Me
not
too.
gonna have it on the
Me too.
bad list.
Yeah, I have
Because
it
I,
on
I
mine
don't
too.
like
Mine
him.
too. Yeah.
But yeah, 18 for 34, 160. I would say about 70 of those passing yards came on the last two plays when they were just preventing a touchdown. So I don't even count those. So he really had like 90 passing yards. It was really bad. I don't know how many sacks he took, but it was a lot. Most of them on him. The first sack of the game was 100% on him, and probably a little bit of Nick Leverett. Oh, he was bad too. I should have had him on the list. Um, yeah, too conservative. I said no picks, no touchdowns. He's thrown 2 touchdowns on the season. He's not a good quarterback. He's playing. There was a few times where I was like, that's a rookie quarterback mistake. He steps up into the pressure. That's something that I would say, okay, that's Drake May. That's his rookie season. That's something you can work on. But Jacoby Brissett, a 9-year vet who's been with 5 different teams, making rookie mistakes. Like you want him to be the veteran presence, the teacher to Drake May. I hope he's not learning from Jacoby Brissett, because Jacoby Brissett is doing an absolutely terrible job right now playing quarterback for your New England Patriots. Jacoby Brissett, you had him on your bad list too. What do you think about Jacoby?
I agree with a lot of what you said. I do also a little bit, as always, put a little bit on the O line, but the announcers did say that he was holding on the ball for too long, and he caused a lot of those sacks. But I do feel bad for the guy because he's just not doing anything right now.
Yeah, I don't feel bad for him. It's his fault, in my opinion. Who are the announcers? Do you know?
I have no idea. I forget.
Yeah. Must have been some alright announcers though, because they did get one thing right. But yeah, that'll conclude the 3 up, 3 down segment here. I'll turn the page to see, and I break the mic again. Here we go. We got something here for you to react to. Gerard Mayo officially at a press conference today says that there will be no offensive play caller switch at the moment. He's sticking with Alex Van Pelt. He's riding with Alex Van Pelt. What are your thoughts on Gerard Mayo riding with Alex Van Pelt for the time being?
I think it's good because I don't love all of Alex Van Pelt's calls. I feel like he's too conservative. But I feel like it's good that he shows that he trusts his team. I guess from the point of view as a fan, it's good to know that your coach trusts the people around him, and that means the team trusts each other. But I do think that a change could be good.
Yeah, I'm fine with what he said. I thought that was pretty evident here, but Gerard Mayo, like we said earlier, he wasn't committing to Jacoby Brissett. Here's what Jacoby Brissett had to say on if he thinks he will be the starter or not.
Gerard Mayo said this morning that your performance wasn't good enough. Do you expect to start this week, or do you have some question as to your status?
Nope, I don't have any questions on that.
Okay. So you expect to start?
You
just
expect
to
to
clarify
start?
real quick.
Yeah.
There's Jacoby Brissett on the afternoon show with Andy Hart and someone else, Gresh, I think. So Jacoby Brissett expects himself to be the starter. What are your thoughts on Jacoby Brissett expecting to be the starter?
I don't like it because I guess him expecting to be the starter after playing like this for 5 weeks makes me feel like he doesn't. Makes me feel like he feels he doesn't have to work for it. I guess. I know he probably does think he has to work for it, but it just feels like, oh, I get it all. I just don't like it.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you there. I think there was a few things but like, what is he gonna say? No, I don't feel like I'm the starter. I think he could have said, that's up to Coach Mayo. I'm just trying to do my best. But yeah, a lot of confidence, a little bit of cockiness, dare I say, Austin. Yes, I'm the starter. I believe I'm the starter. But yeah, that's just not great. I haven't loved Jacoby Brissett's media answers. We'll play another one in just a second, but let's transition to what Jacoby Brissett is talking about in the second media clip. Evan Lazar on Catch 22 with Alex Barth, who we can announce it now. He's coming on the pod on Wednesday. We're pretty excited for that. But anyways, side note. Alex Barth and Evan Lazar were on Catch 22, 57-minute mark exactly. Evan Lazar says that the locker room is feeling, or I don't really know how to use the word, there's mutiny in the locker room, which we looked up the definition. I can read that to you real quick if my Face ID would work. Let's read the definition of mutiny here. Mutiny is a noun that means a group of people, usually soldiers or sailors, not football players, refuse to obey orders and try to take control away from the person who commands them. So he said there's mutiny in the locker room. He said the defensive players are yelling at the defensive players. The offensive players like Demario Douglas and Jalen Polk are complaining about Jacoby Brissett. Do you think, Austin, having never been in the Patriots locker room, do you think that there is mutiny brewing in the locker room?
I 100% believe it. I think we've heard even after game 1 we heard Demario Douglas complaining, and I think that especially with how Jacoby Brissett's been playing, I 100% believe he's complaining. And when was this? When did this podcast come out?
So the podcast with Evan Lazar comes out on Thursdays. So it was on Thursday. Catch 22 was on Thursday, and I forgot to mention the podcast was taken down on all social media accounts by the Patriots.
I was gonna say because the Jabril Peppers could have also added to that with the news today. I wasn't sure if it was today or not, but that I 100% believe that there's mutiny, and I 100% believe that it's hurting this team.
Well, we heard what you said, Austin. Does Jacoby Brissett believe that there's mutiny in the locker room?
Said that there was a mutiny here, that the locker room was on the verge of a mutiny. Talked about guys sort of being upset with each other and general frustrations after that last loss. In terms of a mutiny, it didn't seem like you guys were throwing a mutiny against anybody there yesterday, but was it maybe, in the locker room, is that frustration starting to take on a different form maybe that someone who's not super familiar might look at and think, oh boy, this is worse than it looks?
No, that's just terrible reporting.
Okay. So would you call it just normal frustration after a tough game?
Terrible reporting on somebody that has no idea what they're talking about.
That is Jacoby Brissett talking about mutiny in the locker room and Evan Lazar. I don't like Jacoby Brissett saying that. Terrible reporting. You're discrediting another man's work when he is 110% correct. There is 100% mutiny in the locker room, in my opinion. I'm not in the locker room. I really don't have any idea. If I was reporting that, yeah, you can say that about me. Evan Lazard has an idea. He works for the team just like you. He's a team employee, just like you, Jacoby Brissett. You are a little bit higher. You may make a little bit more money, but you do work for the same team. You can't discredit another man's work when, I mean, it's not like he's making it up. Jabril Peppers arrested today. We talked about that. There's things, people are complaining. Everyone's complaining. I'm not comparing arrested to complaining, but still, there's got to be something going on in the locker room. Maybe it's not mutiny. But you can't sit there and say bad reporting, and you just can't do it. I would just say, just no. Like more, like the 9-year vet, like we've been talking, like I've been saying, he's been playing like a rookie, and now he's answering questions like a rookie, like Javon Baker. Bad reporting. Yes, I'm the starter. What are your thoughts on Jacoby Brissett's media answers?
You would think after being in the league for 9 years, a lot of media training, I feel like he should be a lot better in media. And I mean, I don't know if he's just bad at media, socially awkward or whatever, but these answers are not good, and they're not painting a good picture for Jacoby, in my opinion. I feel like it's sort of painting him to be like a sort of cocky, sort of like, I already know I'm this, and you're wrong. I just don't like that picture for our QB.
Yeah, he won't be the starting quarterback for long because Drake May, hopefully named the starter. We'll probably get that news sometime this week if it happens. I'm assuming tomorrow, so get your post ready, Patriots 3. That's me. But yeah, I made a graphic at the beginning of the season for Drake starting. Didn't post it, but there's a chance as I die from something there real quick. But yeah, let's get into some housekeeping things. We kind of talked about a few of these, but Brendan Schooler blocked punt. So I've seen a blocked field goal and a blocked punt now this year. Austin, what was going through your head when Brendan Schooler blocked that punt?
I love it. It's sort of like the announcers again. Third time quoting him. They said that Brendan Schooler is a fan favorite, and I 100% agree. Everyone loves him. It's good to see him succeeding. At least someone succeeding on this team.
Yep. I saw someone sitting in front of me wearing a Brendan Schooler jersey. I got my own Brendan Schooler jersey. He's for sure a fan favorite. They know Jake Bailey so well. That's the second time they've blocked something with Jake Bailey involved. The first one being last year when Brendan Schooler had the nice blocked field goal where he came in like that. If you're an audio listener, you'll just have to remember. But he knows. He knew what. Oh my goodness, when Jake Bailey was going to receive the snap, he knew what he was doing because Jake Bailey, former Patriot, obviously, Belichick coached him up there. And today he knew Jake Bailey, when he was going to snap it, he's able to block the punt. But yeah, that's that with the blocked punt. That was really cool to see. I believe that was their first blocked punt since 19, maybe? They did it twice that year. I could be wrong, though. I don't know. Maybe they blocked punt 21, but I could be making that up. But, oh, it was 22. They blocked the punt. Yeah, they blocked the punt 22 against the Colts. It was Schooler again, I think. But yeah, Schooler's a special teams menace. He's the new Slater, in my opinion. Then we got Bryce Behringer. I don't know if you noticed this on the broadcast. Looked to me like he shanked a punt to Barrios. He had a nice return on that. So Behringer, a shaked punt, not great special teams wise for both teams. But yeah, and then we got the Pocono touchdown call and the Sly missed field goal, which we already covered. And Austin, if you got anything else, we can wrap this 29-minute and 25-second podcast up.
Real quick, I do want to say Theo won again this week.
Oh,
Devon
yeah.
A-Chain and Jason Sanders lost to Tyreek Hill and Tyler Huntley. I'm just gonna blame it on A-Chain's concussion. And Jason Sanders, you failed me, man.
Yeah, Jason Sanders. A missed field goal and a bad snap by the holder there. Not the holder, the long snapper. Not sure who that is for Miami. But yeah, we'll be back on Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Alex Barth from 98.5 The Sports Hub. We'll see you then, Austin. Yeah. Wait,
Yeah.
before we wrap up, I forgot to do the outro. If you want to follow the podcast on YouTube, Spotify, and Instagram, Patriots Real Time, you want to follow Austin on Instagram, Austin Ray. You want to follow me on Instagram, Patriots 3. I did Austin first this time because I'm nice. And yeah, now we'll play the outro music, which we don't have, but we will have that next time.